Continue.
The number is very light, right? So,
Sorry?
the line is very light, right?
Nothing wrong?
Yeah, official good morning, gentlemen, and welcome to our application training. So, my name is Björn. I'm from Vogele. I'm working since 2007 for Vogele AG. Before I worked for a customer. That means I'm coming directly from the application side. So my profession is road construction. I'm using this nice machine since 24 years. It's a little bit ironic. And it will be a pleasure to work with you 2 days. Let's see what we can do in these 2 days. The idea is I'm sharing a little bit with Paul. We have to discuss how we share, but we will share it a little bit. The program, because otherwise I get completely exhausted after 4 days. Because I have 4 days, only 2 with you, but another 2 additional days with some other guys. Please do me a favor. We gave you these books, but normally we gave you these books after training. So it's not for the training. Because when you look at the book always and try to find where we are, you will lost contact to the training program. Because this booklet on paving is a little bit different to the operator's manual. The operator's manual has a logical structure. This is a little bit mixed. I will not say it's a bad book, but to work logical in a simple row, it's not very helpful. But if you have to find something else or you want to remember something from that training, you will definitely find it in the book. So at the end of the training, I made a folder, USB, and we can transfer to all the participants with the possible and necessary training material for application. This is the initial idea. Another thing, we try to work as much as possible outside. So I have to see the situation, where we can pave, what we can pave, what is the situation here, because I don't know, I'm just going to look around, I don't know where we are located exactly.
Paving arms.
This, but the material, I don't know where we have it.
You're waiting for it to come.
Okay.
In the next week or now.
We will see. And we will mix the training a little bit also with dash 3, especially the operation of the machine. It's based on dash 3 machines. You will see the difference to dash 2 is not that much. It's very, very similar to dash 2. But I saw there is also a dash 3 machine in the workshop. Is it right?
Yeah.
Yes. So that means hopefully we can use the machine just to see the operation, some things of the operation. This is the initial idea. 2 days are very short, so we will do our best. First question from my side, everybody is able to understand English? Yes?
And understand your speed.
Okay, because this is, for us, it's necessary to know if someone don't get all the points. In that case, someone has to translate. You will get it definitely. You also. See? Yeah, you got it. You also got it, right? English? Okay. Okay, June.
can you speak more slowly?
More slowly.
He speak on, but he can listen. Everything you will
Maybe we should extend to 3 days.
I can understand, but I want to get 100% from you.
Ask a question. Don't be afraid.
Yeah.
Don't sit there.
If you have any questions here, Paul. So, another thing, cell phones. As long we are inside, put it in silent. So I do the same, I don't receive any calls now, I put it completely down. You can also put it in silent mode. Some of you might have some, let's say, important calls, I don't know, but put it in silent. Otherwise, it will be a big concert of some funny noises here. We don't need that. It's great. Oh, yes, a converter. That's also nice. Don't worry. Good morning.
I work for Vitrac.vn.
Okay.
Đây nó xài ra đó. Ai cần như đây.
Ah, okay. Please have a seat, sit down, relax. Might not be better. So, I think Paul will introduce himself, and then one after another. I didn't know everybody, and expect that some of the guys didn't know you, so I think we start with self-introduction. Now let's start with Paul.
Okay. I'm Paul Bryant. Working for Phần in Singapore. Responsibility for training for Southeast Asia. Not only for Vogele, but also for Wirtgen and the Prima. Okay. I work with Wirtgen 7 years now. Before I was service manager for Wirtgen Ireland, so 1 year now responsible for training. So yeah, I think most of you guys, I know most of you guys, and for the first time I meet new faces. So I think over the next few years, I think we will get to know each other very well, I think. So that's it. That's me.
Hi, I'm from Malaysia. I'm Liu. I'm working for Wirtgen Malaysia quite so long. They don't say like how many years. Maybe on off.
Yeah, on off.
Or I put it almost 10 years for working for Wirtgen Malaysia. And usually not only I do further, I also repair building or pump. Nice to meet you.
My name is Alan. I'm from Malaysia. I'm working 6 months ago in Malaysia. Nice to meet you.
I'm Joe from Myanmar. So actually, we plan to come with some people from our side, but I learned that there's a limited seat. So finally, the person who in charge for people cannot come. Only I just fly over just to meet with all of you. But all said there will be another training in Myanmar. So our company name is Nom Kitan, and we have only one paper yet in Myanmar. So we have to expand more and get more training. Okay, nice to meet all of you.
My name is Han. I'm work for Vitrac thì 2 months, but I think I work for family with the whole from 2007 from dealer with in Vietnam. I saw many family. I saw in Thailand for
Yes, we met in Thailand already.
My name is Dai. I'm work for another company, not Vitrac. But the next time I will become a staff, service staff of Vitrac. So today, Vitrac invited me to enter the course, training course. And I like Wirtgen very much, but this demo then is new for me, so maybe I have to try more. Because I might experience this repair for some more grant and this character, but as for paper and another product of Wirtgen, so I a newcomer. I have to try more and more. Thank you.
That's you.
My name is Home. He submit the engineer. He comes from Vitrac, I know. He just enjoy Vitrac operation before he work in Hitachi Vietnam.
It's a connection.
Nice to meet all of you.
I'm today is the first day I joined Vitrac operation. Before I working for Volvo CE, BCE. So now I change to here. So it's the working product also is new with me. So I hope that I can get more support from you. Thank you.
I'm Phần. I'm a civil engineer. I just come with 2 months ago. So I don't have any experience about Vogele-Wirtgen. So I've been in this training actually a lot to understand Vogele-Wirtgen.
That's a special one. Our special one.
Yes, I'm G from Myanmar and working for the Project Singapore for 1 year already. Responsible for the Bola Viva Secretary and working the Angola for the next time. Yeah. I hope to get more experience for more knowledge for this thing. Yes, nice to meet you all. Nice.
Where's my wooden magic?
You what?
My measuring stick is gone. I had my own. Where is it?
Just carry
Go home.
Someone steal or what?
Yes, I heard something.
Yeah, but they are new. I hate the new ones. I have to work the whole day.
Just keep writing and get break when
Okay, that means we have some brand new guys, as far as I understand. Or let's say, not that much experienced guys. And I know from, especially these 3 guys, they are familiar with the operation of the machine, right? So in that case, you know what you have to do for. I know what I can shift, yeah. But I would also use the opportunity later that maybe you take over a little bit apart to explain the main panel, some spots of the main panel. It's good for you to remind and explain to these guys as well as you. Don't worry, we are beside you. We are always supporting, we are also explaining or we transfer additional information. But the first spot we would have a look on is the general or main differences between the wheel and the track pavers, because there are some main differences. What is the main difference, or let's say, what is the advantage of a wheel paver? Do you have wheel paver in your market? Yes, I know. Yes, yes. Wheel pavers here in Vietnam?
Yeah, but not too much.
But you have
Yeah, we have 10%.
10%. It's quite too much.
more for the surface.
I don't like the wheel pavers, but it doesn't matter now. Let's say every paver has his place. The question is why we produce wheel pavers. Where is the advantage of a wheel paver? What is an advantage of a wheel paver?
Transportation. For transportation.
For transport? Yeah, for sure. If you have some patches, you can travel easily with the paver from one job site to another job site now. Short distances, no problem. You don't need a low loader. You can go with your paver. With a track paver, it's a little bit critical to move 1-2 kilometers. With the wheel paver, no problem. This is definitely a big advantage for the wheel paver. What else? What else is an advantage for the wheel paver?
More quickly for paving.
Quicker for paving? It's slower for paving. Really, this is no joke. The track pavers have faster paving speed than the wheel pavers. The wheel pavers are slower in paving speed. But it doesn't matter because the maximum paving speed of a track paver is now 25 meters per minute. I think you will never see that.
More smooth.
More smooth. Why more smooth?
Because it's wheel is like it's rubber.
The crawler tracks are also made of rubber.
Turning.
So the reason for more smoother paving, it's, let's say it's only on thin layers. When we lay thin layers. On thin layers, and when we are going very, very slowly due to material supply. Sometimes you have job sites far away from the asphalt plant. So normally our first priority is we have to go continuously with the paver, without a stop. So that means sometimes if the material supply is very, very dense, we are going very, very slow with the paver. And especially when we go slow and very thin, there is a big advantage of the wheel paver. Because the crawler tracks or the track pavers, they always have a little bit movement in the crawler tracks. From one track pad to another track pad. That means in the frame there's a movement, pop, 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 pop. And when you go very, very slow, on very thin layers, sometimes you can feel it on the track pavers, but not on the wheel pavers. This is really an advantage. So especially when we go for very coarse, thin layers, very slow, we have an advantage of the wheel compared to the tractor. So another advantage is how the screed follows our steering direction on the wheel pavers. When I see a track paver, let's say this is my track paver and this is the screed behind. So whenever I go in a turn with a track paver, let's say I'm going to this side, the screed is always going to the opposite side. It's always the same. So on the track paver, when you go into turns, the operators, the guys on the remote controls, the screed guys, they have to react as well. It's not only the paver operator itself. On a wheel paver, it's a little bit easier. We are steering via these two wheels, but the screed will follow, let's say, always similar directly the steering direction. So it's a little bit easier to steer. But not to steer, to control the screed width and your alignment. It's a little bit easier on the wheel pavers. This is really a big advantage. So when we talk about dash 3 pavers now, and the wheel paver. There is another option now, which we call pivot steering. So pivot steering means you can press a button, you start to steer, and you will reduce your radius to the half. Before it was approximately 11 to 12 meters. Now it's 6 meter radius with this pivot steering. And that means you can steer quite much shorter radius than with the track paper. This is really an advantage now for dash sheet papers, for the wheel papers. So we will not see it here, we cannot test it because I don't expect a wheel paper with a dash sheet wheel paper. But if you ever get the opportunity to see a wheel paper, dash sheet wheel paper, you can test it. In paving here, we have a button there on the wheel papers now, similar to the counter rotate on the track papers. And this is now our pivot steering, which is brand new on the dash wheel papers. Here we go. So, driving also possible in public traffic. Perfect for quick transfer to the next job site, you mentioned that. Smooth operation, you mentioned that also, I explained it. High mobility, and the last and final advantage is our pivoting front axle. So that means you see two wheels, but they are supported here by a single point, which is a pivot point. And this is really a big advantage compared to track papers. Let's say we are paving our road, and here is our joint. We go against the joint. With the track paper is now moving up the joint, and he's moving up, until that point when the balance is changed. But this is a very, very, let's say, quick movement that the paper is falling down. So this quick movement you have to compensate via these toe point rams. With these hydraulic cylinders we control our thickness. On track papers, against the joint, it's not so easy to control this. First, the paper is moving up. That means our toe point rams have to go down to maintain the same thickness. Then we have the quick movement, and maybe you have to go back a little bit with your toe point rams, but you never know exactly how much, as long as you don't use any leveling system. With the wheel paper, it's quite much easier. You have your joint here, the first wheel goes up, then the second wheel goes up via this pivot point, and the movement of the whole paper is quite much more smoother. So the only thing you have to do is control your toe point ram cylinders, the thickness, but you always go a little bit down. And then the back wheel or the rear wheel came up to the joint, and then it's done. But you don't have that quick movement, quick balance change. This is really a big advantage of the wheel paper. You get that point? Understandable?
The joint depend on the survey of the road.
On what?
The cylinder, two cylinder wheel joint depend on the survey of the road when you ride into direction.
You got that point? Not really.
When?
Then you want to say about the leveling system of how?
Cylinder, hydraulic cylinder wheel joint depend on
You see, you can use the leveling system, yeah? But on a track paper, for example, you do this joint very quickly. You have a very quick movement. Your leveling system is moving the cylinder, but we are not permanently move that cylinder when the leveling system is on. It is like a pulse and pause, pulse, pause. That means the cylinder is not completely moving down or moving up. It is always like 2 millimeters up, a little bit of break, another 2 millimeter, a break, another 2 millimeter, a break. This is what we call punes and pores when we use the leveling system. So if you do this joint very quickly with the track paper, it is possible that the leveling system is not able to correct this movement. This is the problem.
Tức là nó lấy từ bản thường, tức là hai xi lanh nó tùy thuộc vào cái mặt bằng vì khi mà nó nhận thôi cái xi lanh sắp còn cũng đang đào lên xuống một số cái phần hiện tại
còn khi mà nó làm thì
the cylinder is balanced for the machine when you the cylinder up and down depend on the condition of the surface.
For sure. For sure. But in the end, it depends also on the reference. So some of the customers install a string line, but they have a distance between every string line holder of 10-12 meter, and sometimes you see that it's sagging between the string lines. Yeah? So maybe now the paver is able to pave in good conditions, but he will pave like this, always between the stakes, down, up to the next, down, up. And the customer later complains, hey, we have irregularities. Then you sometimes look to the string line, yeah, for sure you have irregularities, because your string line is sagging. That's the point. So the paper can only be that good as the reference and as your base preparation. If your base preparation is like plus minus 3, 4, 5 centimeters, up and down, up and down, up and down, you lay different thicknesses. And we can only solve half of that problem with one layer, not more than this. So you make one overlay, it is not even now. After rolling you will face another irregularities. They definitely decrease, but you will face some irregularities still. That's the point. So far, so clear with the wheel papers? Yes? No? Yes? No? Maybe? Maybe not? Okay. And the advantage of a track paper? Where's the advantage of a track paper? Forget it. Please forget it. This is some statements for the United States. Forget it. Please forget it. You will never come to the maximum papers. Never. But where's the advantage of the track paper?
New construction.
Traction. Traction. Because here we are standing on 6 single points. On each side we have 3 single points, so in total 6 single little spots where we transfer some traction. Here, on each side, nearly 1 square meter have contact with the ground. And with this 1 square meter each side, we can transfer a lot more traction. So, and also when we pave on soil, let's say on a little bit softer underground, here we transfer the full weight on only 6 single spots, so the machine is sinking. Here we transfer the weight on 2 square meters. It's totally different. The machine is not sinking that much. So to transfer more traction, to pave also on soft underground, we use the